So
Hi
hello
Samir,
Mr.
how are you
Alvi.
doing, man?
I'm very
Hi,
fine Alvi. आप बताइए आप कैसे हैं? How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, मैं अच्छा हूँ. Thank you for getting back to me, and I'm really sorry that I couldn't get in touch with you before because I was so busy. This is kind of a busiest season for us before the holiday season. I'm really sorry about that, but here I am now.
So just want to know about you, what you are
Oh,
basically doing currently, and as many of the students will be watching us online on YouTube only. कई सारे बच्चे हमको YouTube पे देखेंगे और हमारी बातें
mm-hmm.
सुनेंगे भी. तो मैं चाहूंगा कि सबसे पहले मैं आपके बारे में जानूं कि आप क्या कर रहे हो, आप किस बैकग्राउंड से आए हो और कैसे यहाँ तक पहुंचे हो. हम सबके बारे में डिटेल डिस्कशन करें. तो शुरुआत में फर्स्टली आई वांट टू आस्क यू अबाउट योरसेल्फ.
Okay, about myself. So, hello everyone, whoever is gonna watch this. So, मेरा नाम मोहम्मद हुमैद अलवी है. मैं जयपुर से आया हूँ और मैं बहुत नॉर्मल लाइफ आया था कि my father was like a revenue officer in state director. He was a normal government officer who had a minimum salary and stuff. So we were three siblings. मेरे एक भैया हैं बड़े. वो अभी recently उनको मैंने यहाँ बुलाया है उनके masters करने के लिए. And मेरी sister है. So I come from a middle class family. जहाँ पे we didn't have enough money to buy a house, so we were living in a small एक कमरे में, right? So later on, my father could not buy a house until his retirement की PF का पैसा आता, जो भी middle class family का होता है. So I studied in Jaipur. मैं SV public school से graduate किया. I was good at academics, and then I took mechanical engineering from Government Engineering College. Sagar was one of my classmates. Uh, we studied together. He helped me out a lot in designing side, on software designing. He's really good with SolidWorks, Creo, and all of these designing software. He's really amazing. Not good, he's amazing, to be honest. We worked together in one of our projects in our final year as well. He helped, and we did intern at the same place as well in NBC. He was really good at the designing side, so he was selected as designing some bearing sleeves, which was implemented. And मैंने सिर्फ ऐसे internship की थी just to go time pass करने के लिए. But he was doing the actual work. So, but the thing was, I was preparing for my GRE from a very early stage. मैंने पहले SAT के लिए preparation किया, SAT के लिए undergrad के लिए, but पैसे नहीं थे हम लोगों के पास, तो मेरे पेरेंट्स ने कह दिया कि भाई नहीं जा सकते तुम. We cannot afford, not only for college, even via tuition as well. They cannot send कि भाई tuition के भी पैसे नहीं है कि हम तुम्हें tuition.
There is some issue. Just a second. वीडियो 2-3 सेकंड के लिए पॉज हुआ है.
Okay, so मैं SAT की preparation कर रहा था, but मेरे parents ने कहा कि you cannot do it because it's like we are not sending you outside India. You're too young, and plus the second thing was we didn't have enough money. So I was like, okay, because my parents has a saying, because at the end of the day they were the one who will be sponsoring me. So I was like, okay. They said no. So what I did, I started मैंने mechanical engineering में admission लिया, and then I started preparing for my GRE by myself. I bought a book for parents, any GRE book would do, and I started to get an outlook कि क्या होता है GRE, कि how would I prepare. And coming from a mechanical engineering background, so we would be good in mathematics because we have studied maths throughout our life. So quant, there are two sections, quant and verbal section. So I was good at quant, so I had to work on my English and my verbal section, which so I studied in good schools throughout my life. So I had better English than average Indian students at that time. And so in the college when I went, so all of them, because I went to a government college, so there were a lot of smart kids who were coming out from a really hard background, like government schools se aate hain, and then like from rural areas of Rajasthan. So they were really smart. but they were not good with communication skills because they weren't studied. They weren't in that environment that I got in my life. So I was really grateful for that to my parents. So I started working out on my English a little bit more uh, than than I was actually at. So मैं daily के हफ्ते के 50 word meaning याद किया करता था. So uh, within 6 months, I had a vocabulary of about like really good 1500, 2000 words. GRE के जो words होते हैं वो book में थे. I bought that book and उसके अंदर सब लिखा हुआ था. So I studied that. The only thing I struggled was reading because we don't read a lot. Reading comprehensions, we don't read a lot. So the only thing I had to struggle with was reading and writing because हम लोगों की English इतनी अच्छी नहीं होती है. English is not our first language. So maybe I have to struggle in writing as well. So I kind of worked hard on that. I have to write 2 essays every day for like 2 years to get a good writing score. मैं daily 2 essay लिखा करता था. And 2 साल तक लिखा. And then third year में फिर मैंने आके अपने GRE का exam लिखा. And I got good score in GRE. I think I got like above 315 or 320. I don't remember like that. I got 165 something in 165, 167 in mathematics out of 170. And then I got like 153 or 152, something like that in English as well. And a writing score of 4 out of 6 or 5. It was like that. So मेरा GRE का score आया. Then I was good with my internships. I was doing internship from first year. सेकेंड सेमेस्टर में मैंने सबसे पहले इंटर्नशिप की थी मारुति सुजुकी में वर्कशॉप में. फिर सेकेंड इंटर्नशिप की थी मैंने शिराज, हमारे क्लास में एक लड़का था शिराज खान. ही वाज हम दोनों का क्लासमेट था वो. उसने ही हुक्ड मी अप एट वन ऑफ हिज कजिन्स प्लेस फॉर एशिया ऑटोमोटिव. वो बहुत अच्छी इंटर्नशिप थी ऑनेस्टली. सो आई डिड इन गुड़गांव. मैं उसी के भाई के पास रहा. आई वाज रियली ग्रेटफुल फॉर शिराज फॉर दैट. एंड then third year में मैंने NBC में की. और all these internship and then I had projects. मैंने college में projects किए, 2-3 projects किए थे. तो by the time I was in third year I already had a year worth of experience from internships and the projects that I did. That added to my profile because हम लोग internship जब ही करते हैं जब third year में हमसे पूछी जाती है कि तुम्हें करनी compulsory है. So that's why I was already ahead of my classmates and most of the people, on an average people. Because I had projects, I also had one review paper, which I did. And so I was already ahead of a lot of people, not even in our college, but on an average as well. So then I created my resume. So my teachers were happy from me. So when I started look out for colleges. So I started looking out colleges because I knew मेरे पास पैसे नहीं थे, so I had to do on my own. I cannot ask my parents about it because मेरे father एक normal government servant थे. मतलब अच्छी post पे थे, but still doesn't do anything government salary. So I cannot ask him for extra money for me to so that he can support me to send me to US because it's a lot of money. So what I did, I tried to get scholarships and education loans. So मैंने अपने father से पैसे उधार लिए 2 लाख रुपए, जिसमें मैंने अपना visa fees, GRE की fees और college की fees. College fees is like application के $100 कम से कम लगते हैं on an average. So I managed to arrange that and then मेरा जब एडमिट आ गया तो मैंने 6-7 कॉलेजेस में अप्लाई किया. उसमें से 5 कॉलेजेस में मेरा एडमिट आ गया था. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह काफी अच्छे स्कोर्स थे, प्रोफाइल अच्छी थी, लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन अच्छे थे जो प्रोफेसर से मिले थे. सो इट वाज ऑल गुड. देन व्हाट हैपेंड, मैंने कॉलेज में अप्लाई किया एंड मुझे एडमिट आया. देन उस एडमिट के बेसिस पे I applied for education loans since I got into Texas A&M, which is top 5 in top 10 in US public universities. And जो मेरा program था underwater robotics, it is in second in all across worldwide. And after MIT was Texas A&M. So मुझे लोन आसानी से मिल गया. Honestly, it depends. The brand of college depends. आपको education loan कहाँ मिलते हैं? But uh, most of the US, most of the Indian banks do provide loans to your for US education because यहाँ पे ज़्यादातर college और renowned होते हैं. मतलब even अगर कोई छोटा मोटा college भी होगा तो renowned होगा. So after that, मैं Texas A&M में आया. यहाँ मैंने पढ़ा और यहाँ मेरे पास लोन था, एजुकेशन लोन, तो उससे मैंने अपनी फीस निकाली. फिर मैंने यहाँ ऑन कैंपस जॉब ढूंढी. ऑन कैंपस जॉब मिली. इट्स लाइक आई वाज अ वेटर आई गेस फॉर द फर्स्ट जॉब. तो मैं खाना सर्व किया करता था. देन फिर मुझे सफाई करनी होती थी. So I had all these kind of jobs. I was lucky to have these kind of jobs because a lot of students are not even lucky to have these jobs. Uh, After that, I studied 2 years over here. Excuse me. I didn't get any internship. So that is one more thing. I didn't get any internship throughout my 2 years of education. But finally, before graduating, I got a job. So everything was pretty smooth. And then I got a job. I started working pretty well. Then COVID hit. I lost my job for 8 months. So I managed to survive here for 8 months. Then I got another job. It's pretty good. Now I'm a control systems engineer. I travel across US. I travel every week in fancy cars. Like I've never imagined that I'd be driving like reviewing cars every week. Like I've driven, you name a luxury car that I've never driven. Like Audi के सारे models A3, A5, A4, A6, BMW X1, X2, X. Right now I'm in BMW X2. Last week I had a Polestar 2, which is a really amazing car. It's a premium car which came out in June. Like Tesla, it's a fully electric car. I've driven Mercedes, Audi, Infinitis, Maseratis. So it's all provided to me by company. I stay in luxury hotels, residences. It's like pretty good. Like दो कमरों का apartment होता है. It's not like it's in a hotel. You get premium suites. तो जब पिक्चरों में नहीं दिखाते थे कि इतना बड़ा कमरा है, इधर एक बाथटब है, उधर किचन है पूरा. So it's like that. So it's all good, yeah, honestly. So I wanted to say, think just keep working hard, and don't think if you're not from IITs or any good colleges, don't let anyone look down upon you guys. Honestly, if you are working hard, you will get there. Trust me. And try to own up to your own mistakes, to your own decision. ऐसा नहीं, whatever decisions I made in my life, I'm responsible for that. Like my parents never wanted me to come here, but I worked hard. They had no reason to say no in the end. But sometimes I feel like I have everything, but still I don't have anything, because I don't have anyone. My parents are in India. They don't want to come here because like मेरी बहन वहीं है. So you will face a lot of things. You have to give up a lot of things. You have to sacrifice a lot of things. In the end, you should be able to own up to it. That's all I want to say. You should have the courage to own up to whatever you are losing. You should not be frustrated. You should have a strong heart at the end. That's what I want to say and convey my message. You should not be blaming others. Oh, look at me, don't feel miserable. कि मैंने खाना नहीं खाया एक दिन से. There was some times that I had to eat only one time food because अगर मैं 2 टाइम खाना खाता तो मेरे पास पैसे नहीं बचते अगले हफ्ते के. So there were times like that when I have to stand in lines, लंगड़ों में लगने के लिए. I have to stand in lines to get food because I didn't have money to buy food. I had to I have to study hard. I have to work hard because I have to pay extra money because I was an international student. So yeah, it was difficult, but in the end, I would say it's all come to what does matter to you. Because in India, this time I mean, halat अच्छे भी है बुरे भी. It depends on you. What do you want to make it out? I didn't want to work on government sector, government jobs, because my father worked his whole life in government jobs. I never wanted to work in government jobs. In private sector, I've seen in India, it's pathetic. Honestly, no offense to anyone. What I've seen in my with my eyes, it's pathetic. Private sector is really worse in India. So that's why I had no other reason to stay in India. And I'm trying my best to get my parents here, and they have their visa, so they can come anytime they want. But they don't want to come, so it's on them. And yeah, I travel premium. I travel first class. I've never imagined. You guys won't believe that the first time I sit in the plane was when I first traveled to US. That was my first time when I came to US. That's the first time I sit in a plane. I was so excited. Everyone was making fun of me. It's like जैसे हम लोग excited होते हैं ना भाई plane में बैठ के जा रहे हैं ये वो. I was like that. So now I travel every week in plane. Like Monday सुबह आता हूँ मैं. So I don't drive to my work. I have to fly to my work. क्योंकि मेरा घर ह्यूस्टन में है और मैं एटलांटा आता हूँ. कभी वेगस जाना होता है, कभी एटलांटा जाना होता है, कभी फीनिक्स जाना होता है, कभी वॉशिंगटन, न्यूयॉर्क. इन सब I have been all of the places. So I have to fly there every Monday morning to Friday. I stay in hotels, like not like cheap hotels, but like good luxury hotels like Marriott, Hilton's, Hyatt's, like that. Those kind of hotels. And I drive premium cars like Maserati, BMW, Audis. So everything is going good. Alhamdulillah, for so far so good, mashallah. But you never know, yeah. So if anything happens to you tomorrow, you should be able to own up to it. That's what I want to say, and that's my life.
Actually, very fascinating. मतलब जो आपकी जर्नी रही है, your journey, your past experiences and your present experiences, they are just uncomparable. वो कहते हैं ना कि अगर मेहनत बहुत अच्छे से की गई है तो फल जरूर मिलता है. ठीक है, बस मेहनत करने की हिम्मत होनी चाहिए लोगों में. वही प्रॉब्लम है. द ओनली प्रॉब्लम दैट जो करंट जनरेशन में है वो यही है कि हम मेहनत करने से भागते हैं. आपने वो मेहनत करी, आपने वो सपना देखा, and now you are actually in BMW X2. That is my dream car. Actually, I want to buy this particular car from past 2 years.
It's pathetic.
Pathetic.
Don't buy this. It's a crap. It's a crap. Don't buy this. It's a crap. Don't go for BMWs. Don't go for BMWs. They are pathetic.
So basically, आपने जैसे अपने subjects के नाम लिए, you were you have done your masters in robotics only. I am a faculty of robotics. ठीक है, आप control systems engineer हो इस समय. Control systems में पढ़ाता हूँ. I also teach control systems. Mechatronics is a subject that I particularly take. Complete mechatronics. So these are some of the subjects that I take. And वही चीज आप कर रहे हो, real life experiences. Would love to know about your job also. कि what is basically control system engineering, how it is related to your mechanical engineering background, and how your college supported this particular type of field. ताकि बच्चे इन फील्ड्स के बारे में भी जाने. Actually, the main problem with the student is we generally consider 3 to 4 branches in mechanical engineering. जैसे हमें design engineering, thermal engineering इनके बारे में ही पता होता है, but we never know about mechatronics, we never know about robotics, we are not very much interested in nanotechnology or in naval architecture. There are various more branches, we know that. So as you are from a non-core branch as per the categorization in India, so you are from a non-core branch. So what is your experience with this branch, and how students can excel in these branch also?
Okay, so the question is like over here, like when I was in India, I was in mechanical engineering, and I was always inclined towards control system part of it and mechatronics part of it. So that's why I did like my final year project. You remember it was a pan which was connected to microcontroller and gives us. So I always looked up into this side, and when I came here, I got into mechanical engineering program because Department of Mechanical Engineering. When we came here, so we have been assigned an advisor to us, a graduate advisor, which will advise us to which courses we should take, and we will get into the field. Like then And as we go on in our lives, we took on the different courses, and we also did some research, like what are the jobs going on in the market. And because you would never do a job like on your bachelor's design, if even if you end up getting a job in your bachelor's mechanical engineering or anything, you wouldn't do exactly what you've studied. So you have to get a specialization. Either you do a master's or you get experience while working in that field. So you have to research on it. What's the current market condition going on? And it will come with time when you sit with the people, when you will be in that environment, right? So you will know about it. What's the latest trends going on? You have to be interested yourself about the latest trend going on in the market, and what is the latest technology going on in the market.
Okay. One more question, one last question from our side. एक चीज और, जैसे many students are actually preparing for a GRE here. कई लोग GRE के लिए prepare करते हैं. Many are preparing for GMAT. Some are preparing for IELTS also. Many are preparing for TOEFL. So there are various examinations. Can you just distinguish between them and which particular examination is more preferred for top universities around the world or US? This is the most common problem that basically students face.
Yeah. So first of all, let me tell you one thing. सबसे पहले admit exam होता है, जैसे अपने IIT JEE का exam होता है, and then we have AIEEE, these kind of papers, right? So अपने MCAT होता है, CAT एक अपना CAT होता है और एक IIT JEE का होता है, right? Yeah, if you want to say masters के लिए GATE होता है, CAT या GATE, right?
Yes, yes.
GATE or CAT, right? There are two exams for masters. Either you CAT के through आप MBA के through business administration में जाते हैं, and GATE के through you will go to masters, right? So GRE is for engineering courses.
Okay.
It used to be for engineering courses. It used to be for engineering courses, and GMAT is for management courses, right? Now these days, what the colleges are doing they are taking GRE for some of their management courses as well.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the colleges are accepting GRE for MBAs, and some colleges do not accept. So you have to take a GMAT for that. So this is the two different things. To get into a good college, you have to have either GRE for engineering, like you talk. I suppose that you're talking about engineering courses.
Engineering.
So, अगर आपको master of, if you have to do a master of science or master of engineering, then you have to take the GRE exam.
Okay.
And if you want to go in management size, then you would go for GMAT. And हर college की अलग-अलग requirement होती है. You have to get in touch with the college itself that what you would do with that, and then you look into it. Every college has different requirements. कि GRE में कितने नंबर चाहिए, GMAT में कितने नंबर चाहिए, और कितना experience होना चाहिए, आपकी college की grades क्या होते हैं. This will you will get to know about when you decide your colleges. सबसे पहले आप अपना GRE का डेमो टेस्ट कीजिए. एक डेमो टेस्ट फ्री में मिल जाते हैं आपको. You can give it. Get your college marks, right? आप अपने college marks देखिए. 340 का GRE का पेपर होता है. Then let's suppose in your demo test, you get 300 marks, right? So अगर आप GRE अब बिना prepare किए आप 300 आ रहे हैं आपके. So after preparation, like complete prepare, you can score up to 315, 320, right? Okay. I'm saying from my point of view, and which is the general criteria, because in demo test I got like 324, I mean 304. तो उससे मेरे 15 नंबर 20 नंबर प्रिपेयर करके मेरे 315 से 320 कुछ ऐसे आए थे. तो मेरे 304 समथिंग मेरे डेमो टेस्ट में आए थे. तो उससे 10-15 नंबर का मार्जिन होता है.
ओके. And application के बारे में कुछ कि what are the different documents that you have to prepare before applying for GRE and before applying to the colleges. कौन से documents चाहिए रहते हैं हमारे पास in hand ready होने चाहिए. जैसे कि एक ट्रांसक्रिप्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट नाम है, मैंने सुना है. जनरली बच्चों को ट्रांसक्रिप्ट के बारे में पता नहीं होता है. So I would love to know about it also.
So yeah, I was continuing on that GRE point. So you will get, then you will, when you get your marks on GRE, then what you got to do is आप उसे simulate करें कि safe colleges. Then you start look into your profile कि what what is your profile, how's your experience, how's your आपकी percentage grades क्या है college में, right? And then आप उस grades को 3 point average के अंदर 4 point average grade point average में convert करें. वो WES नाम से एक website है, वो आपके convert कर देती है. आप उसमें जाएं, उसमें सारे number डालें और वो आपके बता देगी आपके 4 में से कितने आए. Let's suppose अगर आपके 65% हैं तो आपके 4 में से 3.0 है, which is a good score. A lot of good schools require 3.5. That means you have to have 70% above in your aggregate final.
Okay.
So that is one thing, and then you would choose your colleges on based of that. And then when you choose your colleges, then what you would do, you would look into their programs, what programs they offer. Then that might fascinate you कि भाई मुझे क्या करना है, क्योंकि mechanical engineering is a broad field, honestly, and core mechanical is so saturated at this point. I wouldn't recommend core mechanical. And after that, the second one was IELTS and TOEFL. So IELTS and TOEFL are for language exam. That means you have to take that no matter what. IELTS and TOEFL are some colleges GRE को waive कर देते हैं. अगर आपके पास experience है या आप कोई और सा course कर रहे हैं, तो बिना GRE के भी आपका exam हो जाता है. So you have to check with the course you're applying and with the college you are applying. But IELTS and TOEFL you have to give. That is a language exam, which will give you a license that you can speak English in that country, that you are you have enough communication skills to communicate when you're living in the country. That's what to qualify your eligibility for language skills, that you have enough language skills. So IELTS and TOEFLs are totally different from GRE and GMAT.
Okay. So we have
and yeah. So now regarding the documents that you would need, transcript. What are transcript? Transcript are एक तरह से mark sheets होती हैं. So at the time they ask you for official transcript. So what you can do, you can get from your university for transcript. Transcript में सब number लिखे होते हैं एक तरह से, but वो एक तरह से officially sealed envelope में आती हैं ताकि university can trust them. कई बार क्या होता है कि लोग बाग mark sheet edit कर देते हैं. So you can print out a transcript and fake seal लगा के, but that's not the point is to make the authenticity of that document. That's why they require transcript. और उसके अंदर सब कुछ आपके grade wise लिखा होता है कि हर semester की transcript होती है, इस semester में आपके किस subject में कितने number आए पूरे. So for initially जब आप college में apply कर रहे हैं तो आप अपनी mark sheets उसमें डाल सकते हैं ताकि Okay. So transcript जो है वो sealed envelope में मिलेगी, and then you can actually just take जब भी order करें, let's say if you're applying to 6 schools, order 8 transcripts ताकि एक आप उसको खोल लें, एक transcript को आप खोल लें और उसकी photo click करके आप upload कर दें उसके server पे ताकि you have unofficial transcript uploaded to their server for their admission process. And then you will need recommendation letter of recommendation. Some school require 2 letter of recommendation, some school require 3 letter of recommendation, right? And every school will require statement of purpose, that why do you want to pursue this course?
Okay. So
why do you want to pursue this?
Letter of recommendations are basically given by the professors only of your college or wherever you are working right now.
Yeah, either your professor will give you letter of recommendations or your manager or boss will give you a letter of recommendation. Yeah, if you're working.
Okay. Now, one last question. What is the GRE, the safe GRE score, जो कि at least हमारा होना चाहिए, and the IELTS score required, so that one can actually go on and search for the colleges in the US only. We are talking about US right now.
Okay, so what I would do about that, it depends on college to college. Okay. So I'll talk about my college. Texas A&M require a GRE score from average of like 315 or 320, and IELTS मैंने TOEFL दिया था, मैंने IELTS से दिया, तो IELTS का score at least 7 or 7.5, and TOEFL was I would say safe score would be above 100.
Okay.
TOEFL.
Okay. So this is all that we can conclude from Mr. Humaid Alvi. So it is very pleasant to have a word with Humaid. एंड कुछ बातें मैं कहना चाहूँगा, जैसे आपने हुमैद की लाइफ के बारे में जाना, अलवी के बारे में जाना। मैं अलवी को लगभग पिछले 8 साल से जानता हूँ। हम लोग साथ में ही कॉलेजेस में पढ़े हैं, एक ही कॉलेज में थे, एक साथ रहे भी हैं कितने समय। एंड आई नो दैट ही इज अ वेरी वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग पर्सन। एंड आप देख ही सकते हैं कि इन्होंने अपने हार्ड वर्क से अपने आप को कहाँ पर अभी पहुंचा दिया है। सो ही इज इन यूएस राइट नाउ। एंड मैं अलवी को हमेशा ऐसे ही कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करना चाहूँगा आगे भी, कि वो ऐसा ही परफॉर्म करते रहें और ऐसे ही 2-4 और अच्छे अच्छे इंटरव्यूज हम लोग उनसे ले भी सकें और गाइडेंस सेशंस उनके साथ लेते रहें। So thank you Alvi for being a part of this session, and if you want to say anything to the students, this is your moment only. I won't just end it abruptly. मैं चाहूँगा कि आप बच्चों को थोड़ा सा और गाइड करें और थोड़ा सा मोटिवेशन दें ताकि बच्चे थोड़ा सा और खुश हो जाएं। At the end, motivation is something जो कि आजकल चल रहा है।
अरे यार, the thing is like live your life the way you want, guys. That's all what motivation is. Just कि यार किसी का दिल मत दुखाना, always stay humble and हमेशा दूसरों की help करना, because जब तुम यहाँ, अगर I don't know how many people watching this video and how many will end up coming here, because यार सबकी life situation same नहीं होती. I totally understand you guys will have a lot of responsibilities. तुम्हारी कुछ ख्वाहिशें होंगी that you want to come, but due to some family responsibilities or personal responsibilities you cannot do. You have to sacrifice. किसी का छोटा भाई होगा, किसी के बड़े भैया होंगे या बहन होगी, वो यहाँ नहीं आ सकता है, या छोटा भाई है कि वो अगर चला जाएगा, अगर वो जॉब नहीं करेगा तो घर पे कौन करेगा. आई टोटली अंडरस्टैंड. तो अगर कोई नहीं कर पाई ये चीज, सो अपना दिल छोटा मत करना यार. यू गाइज आर वे अबव ऑल ऑफ दीज, because if you are sacrificing something this big for your family, you are already successful in your life. And मैं एक बात बताऊं कि success doesn't, it's subjective to everyone. Success is subjective to everyone. Don't feel like कि अगर तुम महंगी गाड़ियों में नहीं बैठ रहे हो या अच्छा नहीं कमा रहे हो, you are not successful. Don't never feel like this. मेरे पास जॉब थी, मेरे पास जॉब नहीं थी, बीच में 8 महीने मैं दोबारा I started working again like that. मैं वापस से सफाई करने पे आ गया. I was earning really good, then I started working again. तो कभी ये मत सोचना कि यार अगर हम इतने पढ़े लिखे हैं, हमने इंजीनियरिंग कर ली है, हम बहुत बड़े हो गए, हम ये काम नहीं करेंगे, ये हमारा काम. कभी भी ये मत सोचना यार. एंड नेवर लुक डाउन अपॉन एनीवन. कि अगर कोई साफ कर रहा हो ना, उसको ऐसे मत देखना कि तू साफ करने वाला है, तू दूर हट या मेरे पास मत बैठ. ऐसे I'm coming from a society of India. I've seen with my own eyes कि हम लोगों के यहाँ, even if you notice this thing, हम लोगों के अगर आज भी कोई सफाई करने वाले हरिजन आते हैं तो हम उनको अलग गिलास में पानी देते हैं. That is so wrong. I've seen that कि हमारे casteism होता है. So never think like this, guys. I think we can change the mentality of our country now, and this totally depends on you guys. And honestly, like, keep working hard. And ये मत सोचना अगर तुम लोग नहीं आ पाए तो your life is finished. There's a long way for you guys to go, and you guys are already successful in your life. It's one way or the another. So never feel like you're lagging behind or anything. But अगर कोई सपना देखो तो work hard for that. And in the end, if you didn't get that, don't be sad about it. Just be happy that you worked hard. That's all what I would say.
So it's ultimate. अब बहुत प्यारा सेशन रहा हमारा आज का. So thank you for this session, Humaid. And इसी के साथ मैं सेशन को बंद करता हूँ. And hoping so कि हमें बच्चों को भी बहुत मजा आएगा इस सेशन के अंदर, उन्हें बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा. Thank you.